Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and today we're looking at My Hero Academia, chapter 1 to 8. The outcome of this test of 3 minutes, basically. It was interesting of a chapter, rather simplistic, but moves the story on to a point where we're into another intrigue already. So, with that being said, let's just break it down. So, let's have a look at the chapter. Now, to be fair, this will be a short review because basically it was really simplistic. And I'll explain. Not to say it was a bad thing, because basically this is what's happened. We get the outcome of the test, the repercussions of the test, what happens next, and that sets something else up. That's basically it. But let's look at that now. So the test. 3 minutes to get this stamp so that he can basically be approved as an intern. Against Foresight, he basically stands no chance. And he's darting around the room and he's like a pinball, literally like Gran Torino, to the point where Sanaitai actually says, "You're like a gimpy Gran Torino." And he makes an interesting point about the face Izuku makes. He basically says that, look, in uncertainty, the facial expression, you shouldn't change it. Much like what All Might said to him countless times about always smiling in the face of adversity. That's basically what he meant. With that being said, there's like points where he's basically getting pushed to be emotional as he pins around this room. He comes up with ideas of using the tables, the books to get a hold of that stamp. All to no avail. Time is up. He's run out of time. He's failed. But there's one thing that basically Izuku did that actually was pretty cool. He avoided all memorabilia of All Might in that room. So he avoided, while darting around the room, while being emotional and getting riled up by Sanaitai, he basically avoided it all. So he was making calculations on the fly while taking in consideration his direction, his momentum, his opponent, and how to trick his opponent while still not touching any of that memorabilia. So that is actually a really good specific skill to have, especially in the eye of uncertainty, in an event where you're not sure what's going to happen. To be able to react and adjust accordingly to an opponent, to a crowd, to a situation, is an important skill to have as a hero. And basically Sanaitai goes, yeah, okay, you can be an apprentice. So essentially he made up his mind from the beginning to accept him. However, it wasn't to prove him to be right, the thoughts of the successor to be right. It was to prove that the real successor should have been Mirio Tagata. It was to break Izuku, not to make Izuku, essentially. And Izuku sees this as a challenge and then move on. So then they move on to what's going to happen next. So we've had the remaining of the test, we've seen the outcome of the test, we now know he's an assistant intern, and now we're going to go on to what's happened next. They're basically going to check the Kasaki dude, the guy who's a Yakuza with a funky ability that's basically torn a new one into the new villain alliance. They're basically tracking him. They've not really made clear what his power is. They've just said it's weird, or it's interesting, it's strange, and that they're following his movements to see if they can prove him if he's doing any kind of criminal activity. So they split up. Bubble Girl goes with Sanaitai, and Mirio Tagata ends up with Izuku. And literally just like that, they run into a girl who's running away seemingly from Kisaki, called Eri, and they literally go like face to face with him, literally 2 panels, 3 panels later. So coincidence, moving the story along, I don't know, but it sets up something interesting. And I like the way they said at the end, he goes, and my long internship just begun. A nice ending to one part of the story to start another part of the story. Let's see what happens. That's pretty much it. That's all I can really discuss with this. So as always, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.